Today on Timeless Adventures, we're headed to Madrid, Spain, and driving north to the historic city of Lugo with a few stops along the way. We departed Newark International Airport at 7:20 p.m. After a smooth 7-hour and 40-minute overnight flight, we arrived in Madrid at 9 a.m. We arrived at Terminal 1. After we made our way through customs, we rented a car so that we could see the countryside and explore some of the charming towns on our way to Lugo, with our first stop being Segovia. To reach Segovia, we traveled north over the Sierra de Guadarrama range. This impressive mountain range acts as a natural border between the Madrid region and the province of Segovia. The landscape of this area was breathtaking, far beyond our expectations. In mid-March, we found ourselves in a stunning area of Spain where the snow-capped peaks in the distance added an enchanting touch to the scenery. As we rose in elevation, the temperature dropped and the rain transformed into snow. At the top, we discovered a ski area with 9 ski lifts, usually open until the end of March. Besides the slopes, there are cross-country ski trails and a terrain park. The summit of the pass sits at 6,096 feet. Although this 2-lane winding road takes longer than the road with the toll tunnel, the breathtaking scenery makes every moment worthwhile. Despite the weather being in the 50s and raining, we're excited for our visit to Segovia. The Romans conquered this area around 80 BC. Between the 1st and 2nd centuries AD, the Romans constructed the iconic aqueduct of Segovia, as seen in front of us. This massive engineering feat uses 167 arches, 24,000 granite blocks that were fit together without any mortar or cement, but with precise cuts and gravity. The iconic bridge spans approximately 2,600 feet with a max height of 94 feet. The Segovia aqueduct brought fresh water to the city's fountains, public baths, and private homes. What I find so interesting was that the aqueduct delivered water from the mountain springs until 1973, when it was decommissioned to preserve the historic monument. It became a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1985 and remains one of the best preserved Roman monuments in the world. The streets of Segovia are a hilly, windy labyrinth of narrow cobblestones surrounded by warm, earthly toned buildings. The town is a blend of Roman, medieval, and Renaissance architecture, which offers an authentic fairy tale journey. Beyond the paved historic core, there's lots of trails to take short, peaceful walks with spectacular views. Up ahead, we'll see the iconic bell tower of the famous Cathedral of Segovia. It's known for being the last great Gothic cathedral built in Europe. We stopped and parked to see the Alcázar of Segovia. It's a striking medieval fortress famous for the soaring spires. We wish we'd have had time to tour the castle. We followed the road down along the river to get a better view of the fortress. The castle famously inspired Walt Disney's fairy tale castle design. As we left Segovia, we passed under the monumental gate that was built in the early 1700s. Next, we'll continue heading north 200 miles to the town of Ponferrada in the province of León. As we departed Segovia, the stunning granite mountains and covered slopes faded into the distance, making way for an expansive interior plateau. This region is marked by vast agricultural plains and gentle hills. Soon, we encountered lush green valleys transitioning to steep mountains that were beautifully capped with snow. The town of Ponferrada is beautifully nestled in a valley, offering a picturesque setting that is sheltered by majestic mountains. Ponferrada is a major stopping point for pilgrims traveling along the French way of the Camino de Santiago, as shown here. This pilgrimage started in the early 9th century after the tomb of Apostle St. James was discovered. The mountains around the town were once bustling with coal mining. The town underwent a transformation in the 1990s as the mines began to decline and ultimately close. Today, the charming town is celebrated for its exceptional wine and fruit. The popularity of the Camino has also further boosted tourism. We came up to the parking garage, parked, and walked up the stairs to Town Hall Square. There, we are greeted by the stunning clock tower, a remarkable structure with roots dating back to before 1567. We are hungry, so we stopped to eat at the restaurant at the base of the clock tower. It was a great restaurant with great food. We had pizza and mushroom risotto. After we ate, we walked down the street under the clock tower toward the Basilica of Our Lady of La Encina. It was built in the 16th and 17th century to house the revered statue of the Virgin Mary. The church features a Renaissance design with a Latin cross floor plan and a striking bell tower. Visitors can go inside and view the incredible main altarpiece made of polychrome wood that was crafted around 1630. From there, we continued walking down the street towards the Templars Castle. The architecture just outside the walls of the castle blends medieval pilgrim pathways with traditional stone houses and historic religious sites. We entered the castle on the south side, crossing the bridge over the moat. Hours are seasonal, but the castle opens at 10 a.m. and closes for a few hours in the afternoon during the siesta time. The castle is closed on Mondays. It costs around €4 to tour the castle. This site initially served as a Celtic hill fort and Roman citadel before evolving into this massive medieval fortress that we know today. This fortress, known as the Templars Castle, was commissioned by King Ferdinand II in 1178. It was built to protect the pilgrims walking the Camino. A little history on the Knights Templar. The Knights Templar were founded approximately 20 years after the First Crusade when Christian forces captured Jerusalem in 1099. These monks turned knights were established to protect pilgrims traveling to the newly captured Holy Land. One of the things we laughed about when walking around the castle was the height of all the doorways. We thought it was because medieval people were significantly shorter, but this was not true. The shorter doorways were for defense, structural integrity, and temperature control. We then walked into the internal courtyard. This area was frequently used for large-scale outdoor cooking, banquets, and other community gatherings during medieval times. From the courtyard, we walked down some stairs to the cellar. Down there, we saw some authentic stone balls used for medieval catapults. They used these projectiles to defend the castle from invaders. After we looked around the cellar, we climbed up the stairs to the middle level of the castle and looked out over the courtyard. The higher we got, the better the views. From this area, it led us through a doorway down a short hall to another doorway. As we entered the room, we noticed benches built into the stone wall next to a small window. On another wall of this room was the fireplace. We were told the exact purpose of this room was difficult to determine due to the lack of information and all the extensive historical modifications. With that being said, it made it fun for us to imagine and speculate how the room was used. When the Holy Land was lost to Muslim forces in the late 13th century, the Templars lost their core purpose and faced growing resentment over their tax-free status and massive wealth. Following their dissolution, control of this castle fell to feudal lords who expanded the fortress in the 14th and 15th centuries. One of our favorite places to explore in the castle was climbing up the spiral staircase to the top of one of the towers for the incredible views. The fortress originally had 12 towers that were strategically placed to mirror the shapes of the night sky constellations. Angelina's face said it all. It was so much fun climbing up the dark, tight spiral staircase up to the top. The top offers spectacular, sweeping panoramic views of Ponferrada, the historic quarters, the rivers, and the surrounding mountains. We took it a little slow going down because the stairs were narrow and steep. We learned that the direction of the spiral stairs came down to the available space and the person who designed the castle. In 1486, the Catholic monarchs, Queen Isabella I and King Ferdinand II, reclaimed the fortress and incorporated it directly into the crown. They used the castle as a royal residence during their travels. To clear up some confusion, King Ferdinand II of Leon is the king who commissioned the castle in 1178. King Ferdinand II of Aragon was married to Queen Isabella. The monarchs are separated by 300 years and are direct blood relatives. Walking around the battlements of the castle was amazing. The view from up here treated us to stunning views of the historic city of Ponferrada and the surrounding natural gorges. We found it amazing how well preserved the castle is and enjoyed exploring this 170,000 square foot polygonal fortress. On a sad note, in 1850, the Ponferrada City Council sold off portions of the castle walls. The stones were stripped and repurposed to build public blocks and neoclassic stables attached to the city markets. Thankfully, the castle was ultimately saved from further destruction after being declared a national monument in 1924. We moved the smaller courtyard to a much larger area that was the location of the stables and outbuildings. This area was repurposed depending on who controlled the castle. In this area, we also saw a replica of a catapult that was used to protect the fortress. The castle also houses the Templar Library and Study Center that has a collection of nearly 1,400 rare texts, including high-quality facsimile editions of historic manuscripts, including works by Leonardo da Vinci. We exited the castle and walked down along the Sil River. The castle was built in a perfect location. It sits at the edge of a 180-foot plateau at the confluence of the Boetza and Sil River. The deep river canyon of the Sil provided a strategic advantage for the Knights of Templar who defended pilgrims crossing the Sil River. The bridge downriver is the original location of the reinforced iron bridge that was built in 1082 that gave Ponferrada its name, meaning Iron Bridge. This trail along the Sil is part of a peaceful, less crowded alternative for the Camino that winds through stunning vineyards, historic valleys, and the dramatic red rock landscape of the archaeological park showcasing the old Roman gold mines. We head back up the hill to explore more of the old quarter of Ponferrada. At the top of the hill and immediately outside the Templars' castle is the Church of San Andres. This church was reconstructed in the 17th century. Since the 11th century, there's always been a church at this corner. Today, this church serves as an important monument in the old quarter and serves as part of a landmark for the pilgrims. Out in front is a statue of a legendary local character from a tradition dating back to the 17th century. Every year, a single penitent, dressed like this, walks through the old town, ringing a small bell to announce the official start of Holy Week. We then headed back to the parking garage and enjoyed wandering the streets of the old quarter. We walked under the clock tower again and back to Town Hall Square. This part of Spain is so full of history, from the ancient Celtic pre-Roman original inhabitants to the strategic military citadel built by the Romans to the Knights of Templar. Ponferrada is a must-see place. Now we'll continue heading north for 70 miles to our last stop, Lugo. Lugo is in the Galician region of Spain. The Galician region has dramatic coastlines, a Celtic heritage, unique language, and some of Europe's finest seafood. Lugo is known for its fully intact Roman wall that surrounds the old city. It's a stop on one of the Camino pilgrimage trails. Tonight, we're staying in a hotel inside the wall. We're excited to explore Lugo in the morning. But for now, it's time to go to sleep and off to our next adventure.